all of the people that don't know, tell everybody like how you got started in the fashion industry, because I know you've been starting with making clothes, but just tell us how the whole thing started.
It's interesting. I really stumbled into fashion in a way. I was at New Paltz in college, and it was the 80s, and so we were all just mesmerized and just gravitated to hip hop.
Did you graduate?
I left in my junior year. I did not graduate, but I left to start my first shop. I think I was going to school for business and communications, and I saw the rise of not just hip hop, but the spirit of entrepreneurship, right? Mm-hmm. Because I remember going to see the Fresh Fest, and that was just like, for me, like one of those moments. Everything you learned in school was out the door in terms of dress for success, right? Mm-hmm. Remember that whole dress for success, and then to see Run DMC with shell toes and the whole thing, and leather pants, and putting it, holding up their Adidas. You're like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and then Dapper Dan, going to his 24/7 custom tailor shop in Harlem, that changed my world. Mm-hmm. Just me seeing that, I was like, that opened my mind. A person that looked like me, that was hustling in his work of fabrics and fashion, and just making Gucci and MCM and Louis Vuitton look better than they had at the time. He did better design. So they spoke. What he was doing was speaking to his culture, which was my culture, and there was nothing like that in Brooklyn. So I said, I'm gonna do my own thing in Brooklyn, and not knowing, but was able to get a few of the same tailors he had in Bell at that time, and they come to Brooklyn, and then just getting the pieces of the machine, or the spokes of the wheel, putting them together, and then kind of just, I've reverse engineered. So I didn't know what I was doing. I just jumped into it because my passion was there. Right. So that's kind of how it started.
Did it start with like you and your sister at first? Because I don't know why I see your sister.
So yeah, my sisters and them all band together. I mean, I think in the beginning, like my father used to go buy fabric with me and stuff, and my sisters helped out. And I hired a few of their friends, and this girl who was very instrumental, Nicole. I think that's who you're thinking of, Nicole. Cola Walker. She had the same last name. She was like my sister, something like me. Yep. I mean, everybody thought we were sisters, but she is my kindred sister. Mm-hmm. But she handled a lot of the custom stuff, because we did custom.
Well, I know, because
you remember that's how it all started. That's
right. This is exactly how I met you.
Right, we all came together.
Yeah. So for everybody who don't know, I met April back in 1990. And in 1990, I heard about this girl who was crazy and ill with the, making suits. And when I found that you were in Brooklyn, I'm like, oh, this is great. Right. So, I reached out to you, and I asked you to make a custom sweatsuit for my little brother. Right. And my little brother was turning 2 years old. And you made this like really, really dope velour sweatsuit. And it had his name in the back with the leather, and it said David.
Puff leather,
and it was so cute. And I really wish that I had a picture to show you, because
me too.
It was just like, it was really crazy. And just to let you know, my brother is 27.
That's crazy.
So,
do the math.
Yo, I was just sitting up here like, damn.
Right, that's how far we go back.
That's how far. And
that's deep. That's deep. Like, I love fashion. I think custom was and is one of my favorite parts of it, just because you make something unique for everybody. That's right. And it just speaks to that person. And the biggest joy you probably get, you feel me, artistically, is seeing another person happy with something that you worked on and were part of. So that's the biggest part, and it's unique, and that person won't have that. That's just for that person. Mm-hmm. So yeah.